Hello everybody, welcome back to Zero Tolerance TV. ZT here. We're going to be finishing up this group stage, and it's actually the end of the playlist that I've been working on, so I'm going to try to find the rest of them. I think there are more groups to do, but that will probably have to come later. Be starting off on something different. Really just casting for the games more than anything. Kind of fun to have a bit of a story, to remember the previous matches these players played, but not really the point. This is a one-a-day channel, so really just looking for that one game of StarCraft a day. Probably try to do something a little different, though, for a little bit at least. Maybe just a different tournament, or some games that I'll observe myself. I don't know. Also, still considering other games, maybe StarCraft 2 or League or, I don't know, Magic the Gathering. Anyway, this is this is C versus Child, so it's going to be Child up in the top left, looks like we're on Rush Hour 3 again, and C over there in the east position. So no 4 pools, and no barracks in the middle of the map, so we passed the cheesiest builds. Does not mean we are not going to see some cheese, though, for sure, as the depot. So, pretty standard here from C. I definitely don't expect him to try to flip a coin versus Child. If anyone's going to be cheesing, I would expect it to be Child. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, could be... Oh, that's an Overlord. Alright. Is this like an overpool or something? I think that was actually 8 drones in Overlord, though. So, kind of different. Ah, hatch first. Alright. I don't hate it. Again, I really don't expect C to be cheesing here. I would not expect him to be putting gateways. He's definitely not putting gateways in the middle of the map, but barracks in the middle of the map, so I definitely don't hate the hatch first here. This is just going to be hatching a quick pool. Oh, quick pool. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is surprising, though. This is really surprising. C is actually the one doing the cheesy stuff, so I guess I was wrong. Definitely a lot more standard to go hatch first than CC first. I mean, that's just like not a thing, basically. So I would definitely call this an economic cheese. You'd be dead to even a 9 pool, basically. If Child's plan had just been like make 8 langs off a 9 pool and see what happens, he'd almost certainly win this game. But it wasn't. He went hatch first, so yeah, kind of tough for him actually. He's thinking, oh, I'll be a little greedier than my opponent, but actually, nope. Nope, C is being way greedier than he is. Checking for barracks in his main. I mean, I'm not saying he shouldn't do that, but I'm not sure that's... Maybe, again, he's just kind of thinking, well, I got the economic advantage already with that really quick hatch. Surely he's not going for a CC first, so I might as well check, just to make sure. But he is very wrong. Finally taking gas. 6 lings popped. 8 lings, actually. Yeah, I don't... That's rough. Is this his first scout, actually? It might be. I think the Overlord is scouted bottom left, so he knows where C is. But definitely does not know that it was such a greedy build. 2 racks to follow it up. Oh, this Marine! You definitely don't want to be losing this Marine. 8 lings find 3 Marines. It's really bad for the Marines if they can get on top of them. Oh boy, this could actually go really bad for C. I think he might get surrounded here. Zing's doing a good job, and yeah, he does surround them, so C might be about to get mega punished for his greed here. One Marine is just not going to hold this many Lings. The SCVs have to be pulled, already fighting. Oh my god, and the Marine just pops out into death. Still a couple Lings here. The Child is now realizing just how greedy C was this game. He might just make Lings the rest of the game. No, he's going Lair. Yeah, I think C is pretty lucky he didn't take more damage than that. Then again, he did immediately just lose all those Marines, so it's going to be tough for him once the mutas pop. And already losing, I think, like 5 Marines. Kind of tough. And really, you know, efficiency-wise, like 6 Lings for 5 Marines is insanely efficient for Zerg. Not something you'd really expect to get. I gotta say, after doing such a greedy build, I'm surprised C even sent those Marines out. Maybe he wants to like scout a little bit, but that's so risky, and you could just send one SCV, which since you went CC first, isn't gonna matter that much. But that's where we're at. 2 Marines at home. Really not a very strong defense against much of anything if Child were making an army. 5 Marines out on the map again. I guess he said, you know, I got punished really hard for leaving my base last time. I bet you didn't make any Lings, though. Not punished for it this time, though. Thankfully for him. This is 2-gas Zerg with pretty quick mutas, though, and yeah, I mean, there's just going to be a lot of mutas for how many Marines there are. Definitely going to have his turrets at a good timing. Oh, wow, a lot of speedlings are out on the map right now. Could be gearing up for an attack here. This, I don't think, will work. That is a lot of Marines, so going to have to wait for the mutas. Actually, no, Child just runs in, gets a surround, but I don't know about this. I just think there's too many Marines for it. No medics, and they just pop, so actually the reinforcements will not be very strong. But the Lings are cleaned up, so a hold there. Couple of creep colonies starting. This is a little... I don't think these are necessary. Maybe one would be fine, but I mean, you just killed a bunch of their... Oh, it's not even mutas. We haven't actually been shown the tech yet, so it's actually Hydras. And C knows that now, so I guess this is going to be Lurkers? It's a little strange. 2 Firebats popped out after those medics. Looks like C is going to be getting a little bit aggressive here. Going up to... It's going to be 5 racks. Which is certainly, you know, perfectly producible off 2 base, especially with the CC first. There's quite a few SCVs right now. They didn't lose any either. But this attack will not work against that many Lurkers, that's for sure. Factory started now. And taking gas in the natural. I don't think he'll be... Well, you know, I guess against Lurkers, some tanks might be useful. But, okay, 1 Ling dies there. Definitely does not look like a fight that Child wants to take. Does want his 3rd, though. Okay, so I think this is maybe a bit of a hope you don't realize I'm running Lurkers up to you and bury them next to, maybe next to the ramp or something, but they are now scouted. Gotta burrow those. Okay, the Lurkers do get under, but actually none of their spines went off. I just saw a spider on my wall. He's chill though, I don't know. As long as they don't, you know, look, spiders are the bugs that eat other bugs, so, but, you know, I'm kind of okay with those. Anyway, it was a bit of a fight here. 1 Lurker went down after that scan, but Lurkers do end up cleaning up all that bio. And maybe 2 of them died. Yeah, that low health Lurker got picked off, and another scan is going to let C push this last Lurker back pretty easily. Actually ends up killing it. Really painful for Child. He's in a rough spot now against CC first Terran. He did catch those early Marines. And I think if he'd gone mutas, he actually had a pretty good shot. But instead he went Lurkers, and they're all just getting killed on the map. That Lurker was okay, it killed a couple Marines, but you really want to get more out of your Lurkers than that. A couple more with some Link support running up right now. I don't know about this. They're going to try to burrow, but a lot of Marines here. One of them gets picked off before it even starts to burrow. Those Lings were not enough to protect it in that vulnerable state, so really just from bad to worse for Child. Oh no, and now his expansion gets scouted. This is pretty rough. I'm thinking some of that bio is just going to go to that base and probably kill it. Okay, the mutas are out now, so Child realizing that tech was just not it. Lifting off his racks. I guess... Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah. That was actually 6 racks. Good little bit of damage there done by the mutas. Imagine if they'd gone there a little earlier. Would have been a lot nicer. Okay, alright, so the Lurker's actually doing their thing there. And mutas are getting some damage done. Ooh, getting caught a little bit though. One of the mutas dies. Decent job there from C. Yeah, actually C was making tanks against these Lurkers, but not really getting too much out of them. Oh, what? What are you doing? Medic? Why? Oh man, I guess the stress in medical school was just too much. I don't know. That's rough. That's a sad medic. So, mutas are... They did a little bit. I think Child needs to get into Hive and get Defilers if he's going to win this game. Ooh, another Lurker just going down for nothing there. Pretty painful. Looks like Marines in the main were able to push out that last muta. But basically, I think if Child can get up to Hive, connect his bases with Anitis, and get Defilers, he can turtle pretty well still. His economy is good enough for it. That 4th gas would be really huge, but you can do it off 3 base. Ooh, some Scourge looking for that. Science Vessel not able to connect. Does lose the Scourge though. Not great there for Child. Science Vessel is actually in a pretty vulnerable position right now. If he only knew, the Scourge could definitely have sniped it off. Looks like Child is building up for an attack. He's not going up to Hive, I think. He just wants to try to end it off a Lurker attack. Actually, not much here to defend for C. His army's out on the map, but Child pulls back. Oh no. It was actually a good moment for a counterattack, I think. I guess we're going to have to see what Child has at home to defend with. This is a pretty strong army that C has. Everything has come back. Just the 2 Sunks here right now. No Lurkers to defend with. 1 Hydra immediately gets killed. The army is here now. The Scourge are trying to connect with that, but not quite able to do it. And the army does come up. A couple Lurkers burrow. Yeah, the Scourge were not able to kill the Science Vessel. And, yeah, I like this move. Sending a little group of bio down to the bottom left base. There are still the 2 Lurkers there, but with some micro, I think he's got enough. There's no Defiler here, so there's not going to be any Dark Swarm. Actually doesn't go for it after scanning the Lurkers, so he thinks he's not quite got enough. 1 tank, a little close maybe, will get picked off by these Lurkers. So nice little kill there for Child. Did lose one of his Lurkers for it though, so not free. And this base has to be forfeit. Too much bio here and literally no defense. Unless a bunch of Lurkers are just going to spawn on the map, I don't think that would be saved. It looks like C, Sand, killed 1 base. I'm going home. So, could definitely have been worse for Child. Still no Hive Tech. Picking off a tank there, pretty nice. Good job, mutas. Zergling's dying for nothing there. This bio army that killed I guess it was the 4th, is coming up to join, but a pretty solid number of Lurkers here. Gonna be pretty tough for C to break through that with just bio. Definitely needs the tanks from his main army. A couple Lurkers are going down here. 4 of them actually die. That's... I take it back. Actually, that was a fine fight for C to take. And now C is sieging in Child's natural. I think this game is probably going to end soon. The Lurkers are making one last desperate attempt to push this army back, but 4 Lurkers are not going to cut it here, especially with, again, no Dark Swarm. I think if Child had gone for Defilers, maybe he has a shot here, and he just turtles really hard, but at this point, the game is not going to go well for him. C's actually pushing up into his main already. A couple lurkers trying to morph in, but even if they do finish, they will die. Looks like Child did eventually come to my way of thinking. He's trying to go Hive Tech, but it's gonna die. Looks like the lurkers not even gonna finish here. Even if they do, again, they'll just be killed off by those Marines. Yeah, okay. Well played by C. He did definitely cheese a little bit here. I think that was kind of sussy. The CC first is not a very consistent build, but when your opponent's going hatch first, it's pretty good. And I guess his prediction was that Child was going hatch first. And then really just a good hold on those lurkers. They did a whole bunch of really nothing. So good job by C. I think that gives him a 3-0 in the group, so definitely going to be advancing. If I end up covering the rest of those games, I'm going to look around, see how available those games are. They might even be on like the liquid replay section, but a lot of those are torrents that have no seeds. So yeah. Hey, you know, if you have those, make sure to seed. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope you turn in for the next games, whatever those are. Peace.